Okay, let's be real. Have you ever felt like you're talking to a brick wall when you're trying to use an AI? You ask it something simple and it spits back this novel of completely useless information? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. So in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to flip that script. We'll turn that confusing chatbot into a powerful tool that actually gives you what you want, every single time.
It's a super common experience, right? You ask the AI a question, and the answer you get back is, well, it's more confusing than it is helpful. And it's so easy to just blame the AI, to think, oh, this thing just isn't smart enough. But what if the problem isn't the AI at all? What if the real issue is how we're asking the questions?
I mean, look at this. The difference is just night and day. On the left, you have this vague wish right about prompt design, which, let's be honest, is going to get you a generic rambling essay. But on the right, that's a precise command. It results in a targeted, structured, and something you can actually use right away. The key takeaway here is super simple but incredibly important. The quality of the AI's answer is a direct reflection of the quality of your prompt.
So let's get one thing straight. The issue here isn't that the AI is dumb. Honestly, far from it. I like to think of it as a kind of literal-minded genius. It has all this incredible power, but it's going to do exactly what you tell it to, for better or for worse. So if you give it vague, sloppy instructions, guess what? You're going to get vague, sloppy results. The real secret is learning how to speak its language.
And that is where prompt design comes in. This is the big difference between just, casually asking a question and strategically giving a command. It's all about you taking control of the conversation. You're basically engineering your instructions to tell the AI not just what you want, but who it needs to be, how you want the answer delivered, and even the rules it has to follow along the way.
Okay, so why should you really care about mastering this? Well, it boils down to 4 huge benefits. First up, clarity, making sure the AI nails it on the very first try. Then there's consistency, which means you get reliable, repeatable results every time. Third is control, which literally puts you in the driver's seat, letting you dictate the format and quality. And finally, efficiency. You get way better answers in way less time. Who doesn't want that?
So the big question is, how do you actually do this? How do you create one of these powerful prompts? Well, it's really not as complicated as it might sound. There's actually a simple step-by-step blueprint, like a recipe, that anyone can follow to get incredible results from just about any AI model out there.
And here it is. This is the blueprint for a perfect prompt, and it's broken down into 7 key parts. You can kind of think of it in 3 main stages. First, you set the scene by giving the AI a role and some context. Next, you define the actual mission with a clear goal, a specific output format, and any constraints. And finally, you refine and guide it with examples and a verification step. Seriously, if you master these 7 things, you'll be able to get exactly what you want from any AI. Okay, let's see how this all comes together in a real example.
All right, that's enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty, right? We're going to take a real-world problem, this kind of vague piece of user feedback, and we're going to use our blueprint to build an absolutely killer prompt from the ground up. So here's our starting point. This is the exact kind of vague, maybe a little emotional feedback that would normally get you that generic AI response, the "I'm sorry you're having trouble" line. But with our blueprint, we can turn this into a prompt that's going to give us a professional-grade analysis. Okay, step 1. We give the AI a role, and this is huge. We're not just talking to some generic chatbot anymore. No, we're talking to a professional UX designer. Just this one simple change completely transforms how the AI thinks and responds. It primes it with all the right expertise and the right vocabulary. Next up, we give the AI a super clear goal. We don't want a summary of the problem, right? We want an analysis. We need it to find specific, actionable things we can improve. This gives the AI a clear target to shoot for and tells it exactly what a good job looks like.
Now, context. This is absolutely key. We tell the AI we're dealing with a mobile app's login feature, and then we give it that exact piece of user feedback. This gives it all the essential background info it needs to really truly understand the problem.
And this is where the real magic happens. We specify the output format. We don't just leave it to chance. We tell the AI exactly how we want the information presented. In this case, we want a table with 3 very specific columns. This makes sure the final answer isn't just informative, but it's structured, it's easy to read, and it's something we can act on right away.
And finally, we lay down some constraints. We tell the AI to keep it short and sweet, under 200 words. And hey, just to show off the level of control you have,
We're also telling it to write the whole thing in Korean. This is where you can really fine-tune the output to get precisely what you need.
And here's the result. Just look at that. We went from a really vague complaint to a professional-grade UX analysis, complete with clear, actionable recommendations, all organized perfectly in a table. This is what's possible when you take a minute to build a really well-designed prompt.
Okay, so once you've gotten the hang of that basic blueprint, you can start taking your prompting skills to the next level. Let's look at a few pro tips that'll help you get even more sophisticated results. So there are 3 techniques here that are absolute game changers. First up is chain of thought. Instead of just demanding an answer, you ask the AI to think step by step. This forces it to show its work, and it dramatically improves its reasoning on complex problems. Second is reflection prompting. This is where you tell the AI to critique its own answer. You can literally say, find the flaws in your last response and improve it. It becomes its own editor. And finally, my personal favorite, meta prompting. You can actually ask the AI to help you write a better prompt. It's kind of like having a personal AI coach to help you talk to another AI. It's awesome. You know, what you've learned here today is really more than just a few tricks for talking to a computer. It's a fundamental shift in how we can interact with these incredibly powerful tools. You're not just a user anymore. You're a collaborator. You're the director in a creative partnership.
Really, the big takeaway is simple. The smarter your prompts, the smarter your AI will seem. You have the power to unlock the full potential of these amazing tools. At the end of the day, it's not about what the AI knows, it's all about how you ask.
So now you have the tools, you have the blueprint. You can turn your AI into a powerful partner for pretty much any task you can dream up. So the only question left is, what are you going to build? The only limit really is your imagination.